Hello students. Today we are going to discuss first chapter of class 12 mathematics, that is relations and functions. In class 11 we have learned about ordered pair, Cartesian product, relation functions. These are the topics in chapter 2 of class 11. Now let us discuss some of the topics of class 11 before we start this. First of all, Cartesian product. Cartesian product. Suppose A and B are any two non-empty sets. Then the Cartesian product is the set of all ordered pair from A and B. So let A and B are non-empty sets. Then the Cartesian product A cross B is the set of all ordered pair from A and B. So we will write the Cartesian product in the form of ordered pair like this. So this is the general form of ordered pair. This first element of this ordered pair belongs to set A and the second element B belongs to set B. For example, I am taking one example. Suppose A is the set containing 1, 2, 3, 3 elements, and B is the set containing 2 elements. Okay? Then A cross B is the set of all ordered pair. So we can write A cross B as 1, 3, 1, 4, then 2, 3, 2, 4, then 3, 3, 3, 4. Since A has 3 elements and B has 2 elements, so A cross B has 6 elements. So these are the 6 elements: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is A cross B, and each of this pair is called ordered pair. So this A cross B has 6 ordered pair because A has 3 elements and B has 2 elements. So 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. Now come to relations. Relation is again related to the sets. Suppose R is a relation from two non-empty sets A and B. So relation R from A to B. Relation R from A to B is the subset of Cartesian product. What is relation? Relation from A to B is the subset of Cartesian product obtained by describing a relationship between first element A of set A and second element B of set B of ordered pair in A cross B. For example, as we have written this Cartesian product, similarly we can write the relation also. So relation R is what? Subset of A cross B. So it will be written also in the form of AB, means ordered pair, where A belongs to A, B belongs to B. Alright? And this is the subset of A cross B. Okay? Suppose we will write this relation in the particular form. Means we are taking one particular relation. So I am writing one relation, that is R. This is defined as A, B, right, where A belongs to A and B belongs to B and A is less than B. A is less than B. Suppose I am taking this particular relation. Alright, since relation is the subset of Cartesian product, so from this Cartesian product, when we will write the ordered pair for this relation, so clearly this R means what? Which satisfy this condition, A is less than B. First pair satisfy this condition, second, third, fourth and the last. This pair will not satisfy this condition. So except this pair, this ordered pair, remaining ordered pair belongs to R, means satisfy the condition given in R. So we will write 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4 and 3, 4. Clearly this R is the subset of A cross B. Is it? Okay. Now, suppose I am taking this 1, 3. This 1, 3 is the ordered pair, belongs to R. It also means that 1 is related to 3. Means this is the relation which is satisfied by this pair. Means these two elements, where this first element belongs to set A and the second element belongs to set B. So it means 1 and 3 are related, or we can say 1, 3 belongs to R. Similarly, 1 is related to 3. The meaning of both these are same. The way of writing is different, but the meaning is same. Alright. Now, we will switch over to class 12th. In class 12, we will discuss. These are the topics of class 11th. Now, in class 12th, we will discuss number 1, types of relation. Number 2, types of functions. Number 3, composition of function and invertible function. Invertible function. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss in class 12. Okay, children? Now, we will start with this first topic, types of relation. Alright? So this is our first topic, types of relation. In this, we will start with two relations. One is empty relation, another is universal relation. First one is empty relation. Empty relation. Okay, children? Now, from the name itself, it is clear that it is empty. It means our relation R in set A. A is a set and R is a relation. So R is a relation in set A is said to be empty when if no element of set A is related to any element of set A, then the relation is said to be empty. empty. When no element of set A is related to any element of set A, then this relation is said to be empty relation. Okay, I am taking one example. Suppose A is a set contains first 5 natural numbers, alright, and R is a relation, okay, in what? A and B. AB, where AB belongs to A and the relation is A minus B equals to 20. Means the difference of two elements is 20. Now both the element belongs to the same set. Now check whether the difference of any of the two elements is 20 or not. So your answer is no. So clearly no element of this relation satisfy this condition. It means the set is empty. Okay children, any doubt? No doubt. Now come to the next one, that is universal relation. Universal relation. Again from the name itself it is clear that it is applicable for all the elements. So in this also a relation R in set A is said to be universal if each element of A is related to every element of A. Means each element is related to every element, each of the element. For example, again for the same set, suppose A is the set contains these 5 elements and relation is where AB both belongs to A and the relation, the condition is AB greater than 0 means product of two element is greater than 0. So clearly look at this set, multiply any of the two element, clearly the product is greater than 0. It means every pair of the element from this set satisfy this condition. So this is universal, means the whole set belongs to this relation. So every pair satisfy this condition. It means this set is or this relation is universal relation. Now we will discuss some special type of relations. Special relations. Suppose we have a set A and R is a relation in set A. So we can write R relation R in set A is first reflexive from the name itself, it is clear that this is related to reflection. As we have seen that the reflection is directly proportional to the object. If the object is shorter, the reflection is short. If the object is longer, then the reflection is long. Means as the object changes, the reflection also changes. So our relation R in set A is reflexive if AA belongs to R, means the element belongs to itself for all A belongs to A. So every element A belongs to the non-empty set A. So this type of relation is called reflexive. Second is symmetric. Again, it comes from the word symmetry. Means if we see any object from both the sides, suppose this pen, if we are looking from left side or from right side, from both the sides, it looks same. So here, the same is for this symmetric relation. Okay children, if AB belongs to R, means A is related to B, then from the other side we can say that B is related to A. So this implies that BA belongs to R. So it means A is related to B. This implies that B is also related to A. Then this type of relation is called symmetric. For all AB belongs to A. So from one side we can say AB, from A to B. From second side or the opposite side we can say from B to A. So this type of relation is called symmetric. Now the third is transitive. This is the word which comes from transition, spread. If AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R, then this implies that AC belongs to R. It means A is related to B and B is related to C. So A is also related to C, means the relation spreads from A to B, B to C, so indirectly it spreads from A to C. So this is transition of the relation from this pair to the other pair. That's why this is called transitive relation. Okay children, one more thing that is very, very important. If both are related, means AB is related, BC is related, then we will think about A and C. If suppose first happens, second will not happen, then by default we can say that the relation is transitive. We don't look about this third. We will not check this condition. If these two are possible, then only we will check this. If one is possible, other is not possible, then we don't think about this third condition, or directly we can say that the relation is transitive. This is very, very important. This we will use in the questions also. The questions of exercise 1.1. Okay. If a relation R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then this type of relation is called equivalence relation. Also, if R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then R is said to be an equivalence relation. This is very, very important topic of this chapter. Okay children, equivalence relation. This is very, very important. Now we will discuss some examples related to this. So we will discuss example number 2, example number 3 and example number 4, and they are related to this topic. So if a relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then it is said to be an equivalence relation. Okay children? Now example number 2. Example number 2. In example 2, we have, if T is a set of all triangles. What is T? T is a set of all triangles, right? And R is a relation. R is a relation T1, T2, where T1, so suppose there are two triangles T1 and T2, and the relation is T1 is congruent to T2. So these are the two elements of this set T, and the relation between them is T1 is congruent to T2. We will check whether this relation is equivalence or not. So we have to prove that this relation is an equivalence relation. So for that, we will check these three relations. First of all, reflexive. Suppose we have a triangle. So every triangle is congruent to itself. It means it is reflexive. For reflexive, what we have to check? Same element. So A is related to A means T is related to T. So we can say that in solution we can write R is reflexive. Why? Because every element or every triangle is congruent to itself. Or we can say each triangle is congruent to itself. Therefore, R is reflexive. Second, R is symmetric also. Why it is symmetric? Because if T1, T2 belongs to R, it means T1 is congruent to T2. When triangle T1 is congruent to T2, so obviously T2 is also congruent to T1. And this implies that T2 is congruent to T1, and this implies that T2, T1 belongs to R. Look at this condition. If AB belongs to R, this implies that BA also belongs to R. There it is, the relation R is symmetric. So T1, T2, so if T1, T2 belongs to R, means T1 is congruent to T2. Obviously T2 is also congruent to T1. It means T2, T1 belongs to R, or T2 is related to T1. So this relation is symmetric. Now the third, we will check transitivity. For this we need three triangles. So suppose T1, T2, T3 belongs to T. These are the three triangles. So we will write this first condition. AB belongs to R. So we will write T1, T2 belongs to R. This implies that T1 is congruent to T2. Now the second condition, B, C belongs to R. We will write T2, T3 belongs to R. This implies that T2 is congruent to T3. So when T1 triangle is congruent to T2 and when T2 is also congruent to T3, it means obviously T1 is also congruent to T3. So this implies that T1 is congruent to T3, and this implies that T1, T3 belongs to R. It means what? R is transitive. So we can say R is transitive. Now the relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, so it is an equivalence relation. So in the last we will write since R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, so it is an equivalence relation. Okay children, this is our example number 2. Now come to example number 3. The same way, Here I am writing example number 3. Example number 3. In example number 3, L is a set of all lines in a plane. What is L? Set of all lines in a plane. And the relation defined in L is L1, L2. L1, L2, where L1 is perpendicular to L2. L1 is perpendicular to L2. This we have to, this is given. This is the relation in L1 and L2. Okay? And we have to check, we have to prove that R is symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. R is symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. This we have to prove. So for solution, we will write. First of all, we will check reflexive. L is what? Set of lines. And the relation is L1 is perpendicular to L2. To check whether a line is perpendicular to itself? No. It is parallel, but a line is not perpendicular to itself. So it means R is not reflexive. So we can say R is not reflexive. Why? Because a line is not perpendicular to itself. Because any line is not perpendicular to itself. Okay? Now check symmetry. If there are two lines, suppose this is line L1 and this is line L2. If L1 is perpendicular to L2, then obviously L2 is also perpendicular to L1. It means the relation R is what? Symmetric. So we can say that R is symmetric. Why? Because L1, L2 belongs to R. Means L1 is related to L2. This implies that L1 is perpendicular to L2. This implies that L2 is also perpendicular to L1. And this implies that L2, L1 belongs to R. Okay? Now we check transitivity. Third one. So we will check transitivity. Okay, children? For that we need three lines. Okay? First of all, I am drawing the figure. Look at this figure. This is L1. This is L2. L1 is perpendicular to L2. Okay? So L1, L2 belongs to R. It means L1 is perpendicular to L2. Now, if L2, L3 belongs to R, this implies that L2 is perpendicular to L3. So this is from first. Now the second condition is L2 is perpendicular to L3. This is L2. So L3 is perpendicular to L2. Suppose this is L3. L1 is perpendicular to L2. Okay. Now L2 is perpendicular to L3. This is second condition. Now look at L1 and L3. Whether they are perpendicular? No, they are parallel. So we can say that this implies that L1 is not perpendicular. Not perpendicular to L3. L1 perpendicular to L2, possible. L2 perpendicular to L3, possible. But when these two conditions are applicable, then L1 is not perpendicular to L3. It means L1, L3 not belongs to R, or we can say that L1 is not related to L3. Since R is not reflexive, it is symmetric and it is not transitive. So we can write, this implies that R is not transitive. So this we have to prove, that R is symmetric but neither reflexive nor symmetric, hence it is proved. Now come to example number 3. Example number 3. In example number 3, we have to prove that a relation R in set A. A is a set, contains these three elements, and R is a relation given by, this is the relation 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, then 1 2 and 2 3. This is the relation given in ordered form, ordered pair, roster form you can say. So this R is a relation in set A, and we have to show that it is reflexive but neither symmetric nor transitive. Okay. For this type of questions, we will check, we will look at these pairs. Look at these pairs. 1 1 means 1 is related to 1, means A is related to A. 2 2 means 2 is related to 2, and 3 is related to 3. Means every element of this set is related to itself. So from these three, we can say that R is reflexive. Why reflexive? Because 1 1, 2 2, 3 3 belongs to R. So for this reflexive property in this type of question, we will check this property for all the three elements. It should be applicable for all the three elements. Now, symmetric. For symmetric, it is not necessary that each and every element is related to other element. But if A is related to B, then it is compulsory that B is related to A. So here, look at this element. 1 2. 1 2 belongs to R. Check whether 2 1 is also related to R. 1 is related to 2. Is there any ordered pair which gives the relation between 2 and 1? No. It means R is not symmetric. So we can say R is not symmetric. Why it is not symmetric? Because 1 2 belongs to R, but 2 1 doesn't belongs to R. Similarly, 2 3 belongs to R, but 3 2 not belongs to R. That's why it is not symmetric. Now come to the third one. For transitivity again, it is not necessary that it is applicable for all the elements, but it should be applicable for the pair which are given in the relation. So look, 1 is related to 2. 1 2 belongs to R, and the connectivity of 2 with other element. So 2 is related to 3. Means 2 3 belongs to R. Now check 1 3 whether 1 is related to 3 or not. So since 1 3 is not given in the relation, the ordered pair is not in the relation. So but 1 3 doesn't belongs to R. 1 2 belongs to R. and 2, 3 belongs to R. So 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to 3, but 1 is not related to 3, not given in the relation. No ordered pair is shown here like this. It means R is not transitive. So we can say R is not transitive. So R is reflexive but neither symmetric nor transitive. Okay, children. Now rest of the question we will discuss in the next video. Thank you so much.